we can see an amplification of the energetics that will be assisting with a very significant death that will be taking place individually and collectively. So on some level, individuals will be experiencing this on an individual level and also collectively. And this is where the collective shadow comes in. So a death of another increment, another portion of the collective shadow is taking place. So individuals will be tapping into this and also experiencing this on an individual level. When I talk about a death and rebirth, obviously this is a spiritual death and rebirth. And this is the energy associated to an old version of us that in essence will be falling away. A transmutation takes place where an individual undergoes a spiritual death, and all that no longer serves in that now moment on a physical level, emotional level, mental level, and in terms of spirituality, will begin to dissipate from one's reality. This is due to, that's happening all the time, the upgrades and activations that is taking place for an individual. And an individual ends up embodying more and more light as they go along, when they choose the healing process, when they choose to love themselves, when they choose the self over the external, no matter what the external is saying. This is when we're in a space where an individual begins to embody a lot of light. And the density on a lower vibrational frequency, in terms of the people, places, and things, can no longer reside within this new vibrational state of being and will dissipate from one's reality. Every single moment, from our first memories, from that of childhood, leading up to this now moment, has been an initiation for those who have chosen the path, the star seeds of being planted on the earth plane, who will undergo significant growth cycles, who will be assisting others with their service offering in some way, shape or form. Everything that has happened from the inception of this reality experience all the way from childhood has been training, has been initiation, has been a number of initiations. And whether an individual is aware of it or not, there have been already a number of spiritual deaths that have taken place. And the deaths of this density were formed from traumatic events, which in essence, if you're aware of the shaman culture, the shaman culture, that form of light working, those forms of healers, that there are a number of deaths that take place leading up to an individual stepping into the alignment of their service offering. And a key core theme of this is transmutation, turning darkness into light. So an individual, those of you watching this, would have chosen, whether they are aware of it or not on some level, to experience extreme density, extreme trauma, which will take the form of a near conscious death experience. And what takes place is an individual, as we know, will heal themselves through this process. And by doing this, they walk through life unscathed, unaffected, once doing this, once trusting this process, by whatever chaos has come before them in the path. And this is the way of the healer, the way of the shaman, the way of the light worker. An individual will do it for themselves. They will experience near-death experiences consciously, extreme moments of fear, and they will come out the other side even better than before. What has happened is that during this death cycle, these many cycles that take place, all that fear density that has resided within the physical form since its inception is now stripped away. And it may be through a repeated experience that won't look exactly the same, but consciously an individual will choose to experience it again to understand that they are untouchable as the spirit. This may be represented in dream state. It may be represented or reflected experience through another form of an experience. So that an individual will get the information in a way that's designed for them. It can be through visions, it can be through just tapping into a past memory and then placing a definition on that past memory, understanding the master in disguise in terms of how the darkness, unknowing until that now moment of that epiphany, that realization that that was the light in disguise, guiding them, shifting them in a certain direction. There is a deeper understanding to this process that is unraveling with these death and rebirth cycles. Understanding that nothing is out of place, nothing is wrong, that has happened to you, no matter what it looks like, no matter how horrific it may have been. Every single moment from then till now has been an initiation. And what is being asked in this month is for individuals to connect the dots, to link past experiences they have been through with what it is that they are here to do. Because always, not more than often, always, what an individual has been through an experiential level, their own experience is directly linked to what it is they will doing when assisting others with their expression. It doesn't always have to be a direct link in terms of, this is my experience, I'll be helping these people by guiding them vocally through the experience or having sessions with them. It can just be being in the presence of these other individuals and them knowing that you are the truth walker, you walk the talk like one of my last videos, and you have done it for yourselves, where you have been able to shift into a reality experience, a life that reflects the light. And you are happy, and they see this, they know this, by tuning into your energy. So you are directly and indirectly assisting people by just going through the experiences and surviving it. All of it is connected, everything is connected, everything is energy, as we know. So we are being asked to see the details of the darkness, because with this we recognize the collective shadow. And this is how we assist individuals, whether they be an individual on one-on-one interaction, in groups, or the collective consciousness. Simultaneously, we'll be assisting by a deeper understanding of the beauty and the power of the initiations that we have been through, and yes, we will still be going through moving forward. With this, the understanding comes the wisdom of this experience. Knowing that no matter what has happened or will happen moving forward, nothing can touch you if you choose the self. I talk about living in alignment with the code, so to speak, of integrity. Having one's own and others' best interests at heart while moving forward in a certain direction is the experiential toolkit, is the purity of one's own nature that will give our higher self and guides, these beings of light, permission to guide us in a way where we are 100% unscathed, undisrupted on this journey, because we all have very important missions on this planet during this time. Understanding that every form of initiation is an absolutely incredible gift, and with this there is magic within this experience. When I talk about any form of activation or upgrade that takes place, there is also magic in the purging that we go through. When we release the dense energetic, when we go through any form of death, there is an upgrade in and of itself within that process. So if you go through these processes and a process of feeling really great and expansive, and then through really contracted states of being where you're going through significant purges, understand that there is a form of a death taking place on a spiritual level and also energetically, and that you're releasing anything in that now moment, as it is done in increments, but what you can handle. You'll never be given something you cannot handle. What is ready to be released, so that you can really step into your own power. And with this, there is magic, there is power, channels of communication open up. You're bringing through a very powerful truth frequency that is energetically magic in nature. And what happens is, when an individual steps into the knowingness, understanding and wisdom of their own healing powers, whatever form of healer it is, these are all just names for healers. They don't really matter, but they do give other individuals who are new to this process a deeper understanding of the skill set of their individual in that now moment. So whether you are a healer, call yourself a light worker, a seer, an ascension guide, a star seed, a gate worker, a grid keeper, a light keeper, all forms of light workers, of light work. Understanding that with your expression in every form of interaction where individuals come into contact with your energy, you are like a walking healing modality within your daily life. So whether it's your full-time occupation, you have chosen this path and you offer your services, it doesn't end there. It extends all the way to every form and every step in your waking life, every interaction, whether you go to the supermarket, whether it's interactions with your friends and family, whether you are having one-on-one sessions, group sessions, whether you are doing a video like I'm doing right now. Everything that you do is the healing work. And when we do this and know this, the more that we understand this journey, understanding is the awakening to our true nature and what is happening. We amplify our awareness and we see the gift and the light moving through and being expressed through everything in our daily life. We are continually learning. It's a perpetual process of absorbing information through everyone and everything. That is why there's a saying of everyone and everything is a teacher, because it is the truth. And everything, every interaction, every occurrence from the past to this now moment in time has been an initiation for an extremely important purpose and process that is unfolding for you within this reality experience, because we are changing the world as we know it just through changing ourselves, through undergoing these death and rebirth cycles.